Well, I think the biggest education is that with me it was when I would be walking, I'd be exhausted, I was tired all the time. But I think there's a commercial for one of the inhalers where you feel like there's an elephant sitting on your body. That's what you feel like, you just have no energy.
When I can't breathe, it's like someone has their hands around my throat and they're cutting off my airway. I can't tell you how many nights and how scary it is to sit on the side of the bed wondering if you're going to be able to draw your next breath.
Obviously, Hurricane Sandy has been devastating for the area. It's been a challenge for the company, and it's been an opportunity to, to kind of show where our strength is, and that's about patient care. So I think it really begins in pre-planning, and I was very proud of the company when we heard it was coming. We went into full disaster plan, which meant that we needed to proactively get other assets like backup oxygen. We needed to print our latest oxygen list and have it out to everybody in case we lost phone service. And we needed to begin to be aware and prepared that if the power goes out and we cannot reach our patients, we need to have lists that are printed and available in people's homes.
There were no phones to our office. It was by Wednesday we were finally able to get everything transferred to Joe. In the meantime, we were all working from cell phones. Joanna was at home. Betsy, a lot of our managers, a couple of our customer service representatives, we all had lists. We had prepared by getting as many extra contacts for patients pre the storm that we could, cell phone numbers if they were available, and we took them home with us. And that's what we all did. We sat at home on our cell phones calling people to see who we can get in touch with, if we can get in touch with a family member to find out, do you know where they are, do they have power. It was difficult to get in touch with people, and that's how we were routing the guys, by people that we were able to get a hold of. They were calling in, calling us back on our cell phones. The people who we did get who had power could not believe that we actually called them to see how they were doing. So that, that was kind of the, this is why we're doing this, because, we cared. They needed us, and we needed to be there for them. So, everybody, the whole sitting and making those phone calls with no power yourself, in the dark, no heat.
When the weather finally cleared and we were able to get on the road, we were berserk on Tuesday afternoon, absolutely berserk. We had hundreds of orders for people who needed backup oxygens. We had requests. We had no answering service. We had a message on our machine that if they did call, to call a cell phone number, so all of our business was being operated through one cell phone. At that particular point, we were dispatching drivers wherever we could, and it was Armageddon out there. There was, lights that weren't working. There were down wires. It was not a safe environment, but we were out there. We were out there. I heard stories of drivers, and I'm sorry if I get, a little compassionate, but passionate. It's just that these guys have survived and done an unbelievable job. I'm hearing stories of you guys walking down the street with H-tanks, and you get to the end of the street and you can't go any further because there's a down tree or down, pole, and we just did whatever needed to be done. And at the same time, as this is all going on, I'm getting hundreds of calls from hospitals that I deal with that help me out, Tom. I've got my ERs backing up now with oxygen patients, and where can we put them? What can we do? So the crisis just, began to, accumulate and get into all levels of care. We had nursing homes we deal with, Long Beach Nursing Home, Commonwealth Nursing Home, Long Beach Hospital, evacuated their patients. So we've got now 7 drivers out on the road running crazy trying to fill our oxygen patients.
It was crazy, to say the least, to start off that, what was it, Tuesday morning, I guess, when we first started going out like crazy. It was just dangerous, with the lights and everyone doing whatever they wanted and not really caring. And when we did get to the houses, getting on the blocks with the trees. One particular case, I had to park like 3 blocks away because I couldn't get down between wires and trees and whatnot. So like they said, I put it on the hand truck and walked about 2 blocks, and then I got on the block I needed to be, and there was like 2 trees blocking the house I had to get to. So I had to, things like 180 pounds, I had to carry it, lift it up over the tree, roll it on the concrete, over another tree. And the lady was beside herself. She couldn't believe that I actually came, and I was like, "What? What do you mean? Of course I would come. You need the oxygen. I'm gonna bring it." So, well, it was, I believe, Friday night. I got actually a couple hours to relax a little bit with my girlfriend, and we hung out. And then, like, I think it was 2:30 or 3 in the morning, I got up to try and get gas because I knew I was gonna need it. So, I ended up waiting in one line for about an hour and a half until about 4:30, 5, and then they ran out. So I was like, now I'm really freaking out because I wasted this much time online. I didn't get anything, so I ended up lucking out. I got on another line that took me about another 2 hours, but I ended up getting gas. So, and then it was just back to the road and getting to people's houses and helping them out, and we made it work. You know, it was tough and it was crazy at times, but you gotta do what you gotta do to get to these people.
And
He came, he came Monday early in the afternoon. Oh, no, he didn't come Monday because I had a tank. He came Tuesday. That was early in the, like around the middle of the day. Then about 3 or 4 in the afternoon, they came through. They didn't come back on Thursday. He came back Thursday with the battery. He came to Queens on Friday morning at about 9 o'clock. And then they came here election day, Tuesday, with the tank. And he came today. So it was around the middle of the day. Well, I told them, as I said to somebody, I consider them my friends now, and I thank them from the bottom of my heart. And I sing their praises as much as I can, tell people how kind they are. And everybody who sees or meets them is very, very impressed by the people who work there.
We have seen some horrific situations out there, things that I never would have imagined I would have seen. One of the things that I've always claimed is that we are first responders. We actually are the very first responders because people actually call us right before the storm, during the storm, and we don't have the luxury of saying, wait it out, because their oxygen levels are depleting. And we have to get there. Mm-hmm. So our drivers are, before the streets are cleared, they're going, trees are down, dark roads, and it's been horrendous. We have to stay on the same lines like everybody else. So we're running out of gas, we're staying on lines, our patients are running out of oxygen. We have to stay on line for 2, 3, 4 hours, and it's crazy because patients, they're calling us and we have to tell them we have no gas. We have the oxygen here. And they can't get to us either because they don't have gas. And their generators running their concentrators, they're running out of fuel too. So, but we don't have gasoline, so we can't make the deliveries to get them the oxygen. And unfortunately, some of them have to, call 911. But I think for the most part, I think we had to do that once. We've been able to handle all our patients, but it's not easy. Well, they're definitely relieved when they see us. We've delivered to people living out of their cars, and it's horrible. They're charging their oxygen, they're battery powered from the car. They're living off the tanks, so we're delivering it. And then they call us 2 days later because they're back out. So and we've delivered to because we deliver anywhere from Montauk to Monticello and the 5 boroughs in the city. And so we've had to drag H-Tank up lots of flights of stairs in the dark.
Up at 3 o'clock in the morning to wait on gas lines to get gas because unfortunately we've not been able to get any help, from emergency management here or any other agencies, and we're not looked at, as a first responder. So unfortunately, kind of have to work around the system to get gas. We've called personal friends, mechanics that work on our trucks and so forth to cut gas lines so that we can get oxygen, out to our patients. And it's been, a week now that these guys have been on rotation on call 24/7, supplying H-tanks to people that are, constantly calling our lines who are, running low on oxygen, trying to prevent them from having to wind up, in the hospital. And we've been fortunate. We've been able to take care of, all of our patients thus far, and we're probably talking about over 600 oxygen patients that we have. Fortunately, their electricity is coming back on each day in homes, so it's been less and less of a burden. But with that and the gas shortage, it's been a challenge.